A Course in Miracles. Lesson 282. I will not be afraid of love today. If I could realize but this today, salvation would be reached for all the world. This the decision not to be insane, and to accept myself as God Himself, my Father and my Source, created me. This the determination not to be asleep in dreams of death, while truth remains forever living in the joy of love. And this the choice to recognize the self whom God created as the Son He loves, and who remains my one identity. Father, your name is love, and so is mine. Such is the truth. And can the truth be changed by merely giving it another name? The name of fear is simply a mistake. Let me not be afraid of truth today. Lesson 282. I will not be afraid of love today. There's a street inside the mind where no one walks. It looks empty, but it's not. It's lined with the shadows of memories. Some call them fears. They whisper of what happened last time love showed up. That's the street the mind avoids, the one it calls unsafe. To be afraid of love is to believe that light can wound. It's to imagine that joy will betray, that closeness will cost, that openness will expose something vulnerable and unprotected. It's to see the street of love and think, that's where I got hurt once. So the mind stays inside, drawing curtains against the sunlight, mistaking safety for isolation. But love has no alleys. It's not the kind of place where something hides. Love is the open avenue itself, the vast, radiant boulevard where nothing threatens because nothing is apart. Fear, then, is the illusion of corners, of places where the light bends and the truth can't follow. The ego says, don't go out there. It's too bright, too risky. You'll lose your identity. And it's right, but only about the last part. To walk into love is to lose what was never real, the fearful self that thought it could stand apart from God. When that self steps outside, it doesn't die. It disappears, like fog burned off by the morning sun. The Course says salvation will be reached for all the world when this is realized. That's because the world itself is nothing more than the collective fear of love, the refusal to walk out of our mental houses and see that the street was never dangerous. We made the noise, painted the graffiti, told stories of monsters and betrayal, then forgot we were the storytellers. I will not be afraid of love today is the decision to walk outside. It's not a command to feel brave, it's a refusal to mistake fear for wisdom. It's the recognition that fear is not protective, it's repetitive, an endless loop of warning signs guarding an imaginary threat. To love without fear is not to ignore danger. It's to realize there is no danger outside the mind that made it. Father, your name is love, and so is mine. That line shatters the illusion of duality. It says there is no distance between the street and the walker, the light and the one who sees. Love is not what's out there waiting, it's what is. To be afraid of love, then, is to be afraid of self. It's to stand at the door of heaven and call it the world. Fear always begins with the same mistake, thinking something can happen to the Son of God. But what is changeless cannot be harmed. What is eternal cannot be threatened. And so the prayer says, the name of fear is simply a mistake. Fear is not evil, it's just an error in naming, a mislabeling of light as darkness. We've been crossing out love and writing loss in its place, but truth cannot be renamed. The signpost still says home. To not be afraid of love is to stop renaming the truth. It's to drop the false translations that say love equals danger, vulnerability equals pain, and giving equals depletion. All of those are the graffiti of guilt. They decorate the walls of a dream where separation seems real and the mind believes it can wander down other streets. Yet there is only one road, the one that leads back to God, which is the same as saying back to love, back to self. And the moment fear is seen as error, the road is clear again. There are no enemies there, no foremen with dogs, no traps waiting to spring. There is only sunlight, which was never gone, only refused. Today is the day to walk outside, not physically but inwardly, to step out of the small defended mind and into the vastness that never judged itself. The street was never dangerous. It was the belief in separation that built the fences and the warning signs. But fences dissolve in light, and love, being all that is, cannot be left outside of anything. I will not be afraid of love today. It's not a promise to love better or harder. It's the end of trying. It's the stillness that comes when the mind stops running from what it already is. It's the realization that the only thing ever waiting on that street was the self, unchanged, unafraid, and already home. Portrait of a traveler who never really left home. He stood behind drawn curtains, afraid of the light, convinced the street outside was lined with danger. But there was never danger, only daylight mistaken for fire. And now the lock he feared to open dissolves, not because the world grew safer, but because he remembered it was never real. Step outside the mind, and you find no street at all. Just love, infinite and unafraid, waiting in the quiet place we call the kingdom of heaven.